Okay, so last time we actually did the microscope to put together what had actually happened in the time, but on the time before that, when we had left, we had Lena fleeing because Goneril had paid her a visit. We had Trillo, what's the character's name? Yeah, Theodore, essentially resenting people in the over in a star, but was bringing back children.
Was that mofo so hard you create a religion?
Yeah. No, I don't want you to follow me. We're going to create a religion. Fine, God. And the last thing Goneril, because Goneril had talked with Lena, and the last thing Goneril had done, well, the last thing that happened was he felt two Vacha appear sort of someplace within the city, and then a moment later, there was only one. So somewhere in the city is another Vacha. Where is...
Oh, yeah. I remember. Two appeared, and then one of the signatures disappeared, leaving one behind.
All right, so where was Lena fleeing to?
Actually, Lena went to
that's
Verena
right.
to get the other coin, which I think she did get.
Yeah, we done the thing inside the mansion.
Yeah.
Is there
we went running mansions until we found another coin.
Yeah. That's right. You got the guy sort of on his way out. And were you going to be setting up in Verena for a little while longer, or are you going to be heading off from there?
She'd probably hang around and enjoy her time for a while.
Okay. Is she
she wouldn't immediately just go back.
Would she be planning on getting involved in the like local pirates or thieves and such?
Yeah, she probably would have asked her crew, well, not asked, told her crew to just settle in, see what they can find out, things like that.
All right.
Get back to her if there's any interesting news. So that involves the world and stuff like that.
Okay, so yeah, they've been. Let's go try that.
Basically.
So the two of you, Ventaya, and I'm trying to remember. We make somewhere a list of some of the people that were in your. I don't think we did. I'm going to create a handout. I'm going to have it so that we can all edit it. If we think of characters, in particular, that kind of go along with Lena's.
There was one, but now he's dust.
He is dust. Was that Dimitri?
No, Demetrius
I can't remember.
Demetrius is essentially elsewhere because he.
That was the scar.
Oh.
No, we're talking about the guy that Lena dusted for selling them out to Goneril.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just the poor dude, just got splattered.
His wife and kids are being taken care of.
Snitches get stitches, dudes.
He teleported me up and was going to kill me. Well, sorry. This is a quicker death. There's that. You're not going to fall to your death. So there's that. Okay, so the time you spent in town, are you kind of been in some rumors and such? Your crew has been putting in feelers. Have you made yourself known to any of the power players in the arena?
I think that because she makes her identity hidden while she's on land, I think the arrival of the specific ship, the Harpy, spreads the rumors that Tide sends about.
Okay. Perfect.
So anyone who knows their stuff will know. Oh shit! the pirate that can control water is about.
Those are just rumors. I'm sure no one can actually do. Oh my God! It seemed to work. They've been kind of collecting some rumors. You're starting to get a little bit of a feel for the people who are in charge of the town. Rumors about secrets, about a lot of things about bastards and affairs, possible embezzlement. It's hard to tell how much of this is real and how much of it is just sort of the kind of gossip that might as well be made up. That tends to kind of go around the underworld. One of the problems is actually figuring out what is reliable, because a good deal of it is not so much. So, let me check here real quick. Just looking real quick at the notes from last time. Yeah, with the houses, with the person who took it from, we didn't have like a name for that specific house.
No, we just know that their servants are not very loyal.
Yeah. There comes a point where are you staying on the ship for the most part, or are you somewhere else?
She probably she'll probably stay in like nicer taverns and things like that.
Okay.
Wine, prostitutes, food, etc.
Who is one of your one of the people you would trust on the ship, like one of the mates or something?
Oh God, who was the name of the captain before me, who was on the pit, who was on the Revenant, who swore his men to?
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
I probably actually have his name.
The one you tried to kill.
Yeah.
Oh, year 1, session 2. It's probably in there. Dante Thomas. Or Dante Thomas.
Dante. Yeah, he probably became like my first mate, or like my.
Also, remember, 30 years have passed.
Oh, that's true.
And you have not aged.
Oh God, everyone's old now. All right, hold on. Let me just go to a name generator here. So about the wait. Eamon, Eamon.
Okay.
Eamon.
Okay, we'll say like a ship's mate or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what those would be. So you've been. So Ventive, you have now one more of your previous self collected.
Yep.
The two of you have been essentially kind of enjoying what the capital of Verena has to offer. Eamon comes up to you. I think they just call you by your accolade, just by Lena. Usually.
Yeah.
Lena, we've had a couple people asking around the ship for Captain Tyson.
Did they say what about?
Decently well-off looking guy said that he said Joso would want to speak to him.
We'd make a fake captain, pretend to be his aide, and go to this meeting. Dust him all if things go badly.
She smiles at that comment. Well, the old captain representative is now not fit for purpose. I size Eamon up and say, how would you like to take on the captain's hat for a while?
Eamon sort of smiles because I'm guessing occasionally you use different people for the captain if you're in different ports.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
It's probably good that
every
nobody-
port has a different pretend captain or something like that.
God,
as long as we're
who
sure
is
that
captain
we
here again? How does that mean? I don't remember.
Where's the card? We just got like a cork board taped up somewhere with like every port and who's on call for that
Well,
particular
remember,
port.
in Brilia, it's Dave. Okay? They're looking for someone that looks like Dave. Ian sort of smiles and goes, I think that would be fantastic.
She nods and just says, "Then set up the meeting."
Okay, Orin, you want to pop in to be Iamon for... You both play him and the coin if Ventide speaks at all to Lena?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So, you... Roger Danette has left a card at an inn where he says, send word here and we'll tell you where to meet. Didn't say much more beyond Joso, but was kind of spreading around a bit of money when he came. Seems fairly well off. And I will say this. Lena, if you want to go ahead and make a roll.
Oh, great.
This is to see if you've actually found out who Joso is. Because some of your rumors may have brought it in. It would be against a heroic 12.
Heroic, damn. So I start off with 2. Wait, is it? Do I start off with 2?
Yes. Starts off with 2. Your background definitely fits.
Oh, okay. Would my crew just like rumors and like gathering information count as like a
Yep. Another
one?
another D6 there.
Cool. I think that's about it though.
Yep, got it.
Nice.
Okay, Joso is the spy master for the king. One of those that is not known to most people, but because of the circles they've run in, Joso has dealt a lot with the sort of underworld here simply because he has to. It also usually requires him to be on fairly good, because he can get a lot of information, because usually like the people stealing shit like that, they don't care that much about, but he has definitely gone to some of the underworld at times to hire them to make someone disappear, to steal some information. A lot of it gives a plausible deniability to it.
Okay.
Actually, it'll be the queen, not the king, because Katarina Kyla is the queen. Because this area, because so much of the royalty and like that was devastated 30 years ago when the first remnant crashed to the ground and killed a huge amount of people. It threw a lot of the city itself into some chaos because a good portion of the army wasn't coming back, and it has been a bit of a struggle to keep control up until then. And Katarina fairly bloodily came to power. There was mass executions, basically a lot of stuff to essentially squash any sort of rebellion or people against it before it's going to happen. And Joso, what you've heard, used to work under a spy. Like he was sort of starting out with the spy master of the previous king, and then grew to become a part of Katarina's court a little later, after she had kind of pulled powers after the old spy master died.
Okay. So very big players then.
Do you send word to the inn?
Yeah.
So you send word to the inn. When you go there, when the person goes there to ask, they're essentially given an envelope with a seal on it, and they bring it back. It's the address you're looking for. It's above a butcher shop. It's a bookseller above a butcher shop.
Okay. I make sure to take a skin of water with me.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay, so two of you go down there.
Yep.
Okay, as you arrive, butcher himself. You enter in first into the butcher's area, and there's a stairs that go up to the bookseller. As you had to open up, the butcher's working. It's like, what do you need?
Oh god, as a person, I don't know the code for these things.
There's no code that you're aware of. He just said, come up to this bookseller shop.
Okay. I would look at the quote unquote captain because I'm just the hand at the moment.
I mean,
Rack of ribs?
how? Where? This is a bookstore that is also like a butcher shop.
No,
Butcher,
you enter the butcher
bookstore's
shop,
not-
and there's a, you go upstairs from the butcher shop to go to the booksellers.
Okay. I guess we tell them, we're just passing through to the booksellers right now.
Ah, sorry.
But maybe we'll come back and get meat for the ship.
Sailors, are you? How far did you
Of
come?
a sort.
How far did you come from? Oh, of a sort. Never mind. Okay, you
I like this butcher.
head upstairs. Okay, you go upstairs. The bookseller itself, by modern standards, would not be hugely impressive because there's not like a shit ton of books the way we might have, but there are a number of volumes. Many of them illustrated sort of throughout there. You have a feeling very few people come here. There are some stuff that looks like they're for show. Some of the stuff that some of the idle rich might come, but it's in a little bit rougher area of town than you expect to see a bookseller. So as you come in, there's a man who is sitting at a desk looking up there, and as you come in, you very quickly can you can hear pretty well whatever's being said downstairs. Well, particularly because the butcher has a rather booming voice. So when he speaks, his voice kind of comes up through.
So we'll know if people enter the shop.
Yeah. Joso's in his probably early 50s. Fairly well kept, has some pretty thick spectacles on him, and kind of so you'd be Captain Tydeson.
That I be. Called for us?
I'm assuming you know who I am.
suppose. That's such a simple question that even my secretary could answer it.
Good. Please be seated. This is looking over at Lena.
It's always helpful to have a second set of eyes in any situation.
Kind of looks over Lena for a bit. I'd say probably knows how to handle a knife. Stronger than you look. Bodyguard?
Lena would just flash him a smile. Wouldn't say anything.
Well, if she is, nice thing about having a bodyguard who's a woman, they're rarely looked at as danger.
Mm-hmm.
So, what has brought you for an extended amount of time here to our fair city?
Checking the routes as always. We'd heard some noise up, between Brillham, Spire, that sort of thing. People messing with those who had paid their tolls and the like. It's our job to keep such things safe.
Well, it's funny because Brilhelm and Spire are a bit northwest of here. And there's
And
a
yet-
bunch of ports around there you could have gone to, yet you came here to the city, and you've been here for a bit and didn't bother to hide your ship.
It's a beautiful city. What can I say?
You've been here for,
And when-
you said like 2 weeks or however long you, like the actual, how long you've been here. The ship's been in port. Your men seem to be enjoying the city. We like that.
Mhm.
Not a lot of trouble.
I run a tight ship. They're good men.
Tell me about the Pirate Isle. What's that like? I've heard a lot about it, but never from someone who's from there.
It's, the place I've built. It's a wonderful little hideaway for us, at least. Less pirates than normal people, but it's a wonderful stop-off on the way to Akaru and things like that.
So how do you
I
find it?
implore you that if you're ever... I implore you if you're ever in the area, at least stop by, sample the local things.
How do you find it being in charge of a town full of pirates?
Surprisingly more orderly than you'd think. These are shipmen. They have their own internal order. You just express that sort of thing to everything else as well. The whole island runs like a ship.
And this is OOC, but I think we said before, does she keep things pretty lawful inside sort of the Pirate Isle, or like as what sort of like laws or rules does she have?
I think she keeps it as a look. I know everyone here's pirates, but you keep your shit to yourself. If you have problems with other people, you take it off island.
Yeah.
Like this is sort of just like like mess with other pirates.
And what, have you ever actually seen
It's like
the rules on actual pirate ships?
It's quite a lot.
Like some of them,
yeah.
some of them had some really interesting, like here's all the things you do, and they just found
Here's
out
all-
that essentially if a pirate flag goes up, they'll usually just take what they want and then take what they need, and then have to let you go.
It's like, hey, we don't want to kill you guys. We just, carrying or whatever spices or whatever the hell, and we'll leave your ship alone.
But there was a great pirate who actually they had a celebration the night before, and like they all ended up throwing their hats overboard.
Mhm.
So they chased down a ship, like raised a Jolly Roger. They surrendered. They boarded it and just took hats from the crew, so that they had hats, and then left.
Wow.
Where are the hats, Captain? Raise the flag.
we did a version of QI for our improv show. Sometimes starting off, I looked up stuff on pirates, and that was an amazing story.
That's awesome.
Okay, so
It's like, I'd imagine it's the kind of thing. It's like, you can't stop pirates from drinking or gambling or anything like that, but they're going to do that in the designated locations for those things.
Like basically the only rules are like you can fuck, drink, eat as much as you like, have slaves if you like on the island, but you you don't steal or fight other pirates on the island. Anything that happens off island stays off island.
If you've seen like John Wick, I imagine it functions like a continental,
Yeah, like the hotel from John Wick.
like the hotel from John Wick.
Yeah.
It's like no matter who you are, you can buy what you want and do that kind of thing, but you don't get to screw with anybody else, or else we come down on your ass.
So he's like, from what I've been told, you're not a big fan of unnecessary violence. You keep things fairly ordered. You're not a huge authoritarian, but you want people to be able to thrive. Would you say that this is accurate?
I'd say that's more than accurate. Certainly a rosy assessment.
I've also heard you have certain powers.
So they say.
Are you able to demonstrate those? If you can, or possibly even if you can't, I might have a job for you. It'll be easier if you can.
Why? I'm imagining that the deckhand understands the captain has magic powers, but not him.
Yeah. I think Lena would smile slightly at that question and just look at the captain expectantly. Go on, show him.
I don't know what. Maybe a small demonstration. My assistant carries a water pouch for just these purposes. If she'll set that on the table, I'll show you how I move. Now, put his hands up like he's actually.
Yeah.
Expect to just move it while sitting still.
Lena, I want you to make a roll to see if you can hide the fact that it's coming from you and not him. And we'll say, we'll go heroic here as well.
Wow. Well, I guess
he's pretty good at kind of picking things out and also sort of studying both of you while this is happening.
Can we get So what can we count? Include pirate
dice because Lena is well versed in what she does. She's definitely skilled.
Would give it for that because I give the background thief on that one because you're used to some sort of skullduggery in that respect. But part of this is just making sure that he can't see that you're the one doing it.
And can I get another dice because of my captain's very, 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 very good and not over the top cheesy acting.
No.
God damn it. Oh, this is not going to happen. Oh, no.
No.
Okay. So what do you do with the water?
I mean, I was asking. I was just going to say, like when I said out loud, I was just going to levitate it.
I just have the water bottle levitate.
Demonstrate a little.
Okay. So
So
are you like raising your hands to do something to make it look like you're making it happen, or
like the ship hand is like doing an act with his hands, to twist and control it and levitate it.
So Joso sort of watches that happen for a bit, and then when it kind of comes back down, he looks over at you, Lena, and goes, difference between the two of you, he was a little surprised at what happened. Your concentration was pretty exactly on it.
Honestly, I didn't expect her to learn after me so fast.
You didn't do that. Okay, kind of looks over at you, just like you were a little relieved when stuff happened and you had to stop doing the thing. So Either she's the one with the power, or she's maybe both the captain and the one with the power.
Or 3, you're completely wrong about the whole thing.
Well, I could be wrong about one of them, that she's maybe not the captain. But if I have a feeling she's at least the power behind the ship.
Oh, I think Lena.
Setting these things,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, setting these things aside, you had a job.
I did. You've heard of Queen Katerina and what she's done.
Sorry, say it again.
You've heard of Queen Katerina and what she's done.
I can't say I have.
Surprised that didn't make it. We're one of the biggest, most powerful countries in the world. I think some of it. The name it just generated was Bada Funds. I'm not using that name. This is Bada Funds.
Better funds.
That actually kind of works. Our queen has killed a good many citizens, a good many of the rich of the city. She's done a lot to keep her power, and a lot of blood has been spilt. And this was before I was with her. We have managed to curb those tendencies a bit. There are still secret police. There are still people who are taken to disappear in the night. People know better than to publicly state something against Queen Katerina. Queen Katerina is dying. And while I would normally welcome this, her daughter, Karina, who will be taking over for her, is worse. Karina was actually in charge of the Queen's secret police force. She was choosing the people to be taken, disappearing in the night. What we need, and if we hire someone outside of it, it doesn't come down on anyone here in the city. And the person who will come to power after will know not to go after, well, Captain Tideson, or Tide Daughter, whichever it is, isn't someone they're necessarily going to want to go after because of your abilities with water, which are told sort of far and wide. That's if anyone finds out it's you. It gives us a reason to not know who did it. And in the chaos that would come with the death of an heir to the throne, certainly some of the treasury is going to go walking away. I'd like to see peace in Verena. We've not had it since the last king went and got himself and thousands of others killed in the Blight. You might be just what I needed.
So, you want a queen?
Want the princess killed.
And what has she done?
As I said, she was the head of Katerina's secret police. She
Okay.
takes great joy in choosing the people who disappear in the night and in the tortures. Her plan is to actually consolidate even more power under herself, get rid of much of the nobility, and probably cause a civil war.
Hmm.
And from everything I've been told, you prefer to keep the peace. Verena goes crazy. That's going to disrupt some of the shipping lanes coming out of here. It's going to cut into, considering where you're at, it's definitely going to cut into some of your people's earnings. We have an awful lot of money we're able to give you for that. And very likely in the future, once things have settled down, possibly a writ. Well, what's the? It's the writ essentially, or maybe it's not a writ. It's what they would, a letter of something that they would give pirates that essentially meant that their ships didn't go after them as long as you didn't go after them. Privateer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a privateer's writ is when a ship works for a country.
Yeah, and there's like
Like
a writ.
a privateer
writ of
is a-
something that they would give for that, which essentially means that they don't worry about. That you no longer have to worry about problems with that that country's ships. So you're supposed to not go after that country's ships. It wouldn't be for all your pirates, but it would be for at least for yours.
I think Lena having basically being called out would lean forward, resting her head on her hands while looking at the spy master, and she says, "The harpy has a very large stomach. She has very expensive appetites. Will you be able to?
Ship.
Will you be able to accommodate that?"
We have the treasury
Hold on,
of Verena.
Right back.
We have a queen who is very sick and is dying. And then we're going to have a great deal of chaos once the princess dies. A lot of money can go missing.
Hmm. She would think about it, and she'd smile slightly and say, "If you're going to be very vague about the sum, then you really aren't going to like how much we're going to take after this."
I can give you 1 million gold pieces.
How good a sum is that in general?
That's a kingly sum. Like the sum he's offering is actually on the level that might be used for someone paying for like an assassination of that thing. He goes, however, as I'm sure you'll understand, I can get part of it to you immediately. If all of it disappears right afterwards, people are going to know that that's what we have done. If, however, we have a portion of it disappear over time, well, in that case, through some certain ships I can make you aware of, you'll be able to take all that extra money for yourself. Do some due diligence, please. Ask around. I've worked a good deal with the underworld here, and what is vital among thieves, the reason you have to have honor among thieves, is I need them, and at times they need me. I'm not about law and order. I'm about keeping the country safe.
I think Lena smiles at the sum and just says, "Do you have a deadline?"
Ideally, it happens before the current queen passed. Katarina has maybe 2 or 3 months. This is understandably something that would be worked through just through myself with you. I can get you on the night that she dies. I can get you the first quarter of what you owe, of what you're owed, and the rest of it over the next several months. I can get to you in ships that are going to visit the Pirate Isle, which ships from Verena don't normally do. I have a few captains I know I can trust.
Do you have the princess's schedule or any known locations that she fancies?
I can have that.
Then that's all we need. Lena would get up and just say, "Come on, Captain."
Okay.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah, she says, you have to go see those men who couldn't keep their mouths shut. And then, as she says that, the water bursts, and she casually walks out, just to send a message saying, "If you talk about this, I will annihilate you."
You said that to who?
I basically tell the captain, that we need to go talk. You need to go see those men and tell them just what happens when they go blabbing. And then the water bursts, just like proof point. Like, she isn't saying it directly to the spy master, but she's saying it loud enough that he'll hear and understand. Yeah, don't talk about this.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you will know that, like, since it was your ship that came in, and people do know your ship, that the people inside the ship, so not necessarily anybody told, but it's mostly for the spy masters, for Joso's sake.
Yeah.
All right. You guys head back.
Imagine Venkive just kind of whispering to her in the pockets. Is this really where we've gotten from Pirate King to assassin of queen princesses?
Well, I know you'd rather have me become a petty thief again, but this seems fun.
Fun. Oh well. It's not like I can stop you. Just in our best interest that you don't get killed.
Me get killed?
It can still happen, you know.
I think she would go enjoy herself until like a written letter or something about the princess.
Okay. So, and I said you probably do some due diligence just to ask around, and it's Joso's always kept his bargains, and it's not like he keeps a bargain and people disappear. He has a pretty long-standing relationship. They know that if he comes in with something, it has never yet affected anybody on a person. Like, traders are occasionally found out, and he'll use some of the thieves, cutthroats, etc., to do that. But it's never been, if he's discovered and you're positive he has it. They're pretty much all positive he has at times. That someone stole from something or did something. He has never come down on that. That's not his worry.
Okay.
Goneril.
Yes.
So there's somewhere in the city, somewhere in Shiga. Was it in Shiga or on the Solor in the on the Remnant?
I can't remember.
Actually, I think it was up in this. I think it was up actually on the remnants where he keeps his capital. Of course, it'd be hard to teleport a lot of people there.
Impenetrable. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting some of the stuff out there. So yeah, somewhere on the remnant, and the nature of the remnants make it a little hard to tell. Like you can never pinpoint someone as easily on a remnant, one of your own kind, as you can elsewhere. You just know that you're sharing this now with another Vacha.
I think I did tell Goneril that as well.
Oh, it has to be a Vacha with the power to get up onto the remnant with us.
I wonder if he's like me. Who also has illusion. Be on your guard.
All right then. Any way to send a man after him? Figure out where the hell he would be.
Well, if they do have the same power you have, you've seen what happens to people who cross you.
True.
Humans can't fly like birds can.
What can I do about it?
Do I know of any other Vacha who have the power of the illusion?
There's some who can teleport in other ways as well. You're not. There's a number it could be. You don't know everyone's power necessarily. Like, you know all the other Vacha, and you're always able to communicate. Like there's essentially, like you're able to speak, and any of the Vacha could hear. Or you can talk separately as well. You essentially got an IM that goes to everybody.
I think I do text out. Is there anyone? Is there anyone on the Mandra capital?
And there's a number come back. It's like, not I, no, none.
And none of them say, "Yep, it's me."
Yeah,
it's me.
I just want to look around. Hey, Steve! Here. That's interesting.
That doesn't bode well. That doesn't bode well. If they get close enough for you to see them, then they shall be dealt with.
Imagine as usual.
Just make sure that your room is locked up tight tonight.
And since you don't need to sleep, I hope you're on guard.
Of course. Just don't put me in a cupboard again.
Oh, but you will love it in the cupboard.
Love it in the cupboard.
I think there's no way for a normal human to know it's a Vacha unless they know it's a Vacha, right?
Yeah, but basically, if someone touches a Vacha, they'll be aware of it. But beyond that, they're not necessarily going to know.
Okay. I would suggest you send out your spies and whatnot to see if they can find any eccentric individuals.
I guess my thing is, we're up on the remnant, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which means it's mostly populated, or almost entirely populated, I guess, by people I would have, personally teleported at some point.
Which would have also included a lot of peasants and stuff to keep up the other things that you need. in that area.
As in, I would imagine people know who belongs up here, at least to a certain degree.
Mhm.
So the answer is there somebody you haven't seen before? Because if so, that's the guy we're after.
So you're going to send like your spies out to see if there's any unknown people.
Essentially, yeah. Like,
Okay, so are you sending people out to double check that?
yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, make a roll in this case against 12 heroic. We'll have the
Okay.
guard stuff you sent act as a piece of equipment essentially.
Okay. So,
3 so
let's see.
far.
I'm getting guards as equipment.
So 3d6. Anything else?
Could I make the argument that if I'm, personally populating this thing, I'd be pretty, obsessed and detailed about the kind of people I'd allow onto my secret
Yes.
sky island.
Mhm.
So for searching for an outsider, someone who doesn't belong, I could add obsessive.
Yep.
That's the point. Were we supposed to add another personality trait?
Yeah, actually, yeah. You get to add one more personality trait to Gonero.
Mm-hmm. And me to Lena.
Oh no,
Careless, greedy
it's only
spy.
when they switch hands.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's only when someone else plays them.
Okay. So, yeah, I think I'm only at like 4d6 on this one.
That's
If
fine.
that sounds right.
Oh, unlucky.
Yep.
Yeah, they head around and they're trying to discover what it is that they can find, and not having a lot of luck. They're searching the city. One thing you do get the report back that as they've been searching the city, the head of your kind of guard, Daniel Ivane, returns back and, my lord, we have checked through the city. We have rounded up those that we could. We've asked questions. Everyone knows to be on the lookout for anyone they can find. If someone is here, it can't be long before they will be caught.
That's what I'm counting on.
So it's still like you can still feel the presence there, like somewhere there on the remnant. But while they're still looking, unless Goneril takes a specific, like trying to find in some respect, what else are you doing at this point? Because I know you've one thing we put with the Trello was Goneril was. I think the Trello last time we did was all three of us, right? Or all three of you? Yeah, Goneril was
Yeah, I think so.
starting to codify the Church of Dara. Or Dara.
Yep.
So that's something that has been. You've got some priests and stuff that you've been working with. There's nothing kind of like a religion to have a good deal of power over people.
Yep. I think the Church of Dara has to be headed up by a female, right? the I don't know what you call the head priests and stuff.
That would depend. Ask Goneril. How does the Church of Dara? How are they?
Right. I'd imagine. I'd imagine it's like a religion sort of based on good deeds and the protection of children, but it's been kind of codified in such a way that a lot of those things revolve around doing acts for the church, tithing, that sort of thing, and spreading the word of it.
Okay.
Can like the head position be called like the head mother or something like that? Because if it's a religion that revolves around like mothering and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I imagine the church still answers to the state. Just
It's you created Church of England.
yeah, essentially.
Okay, so you've been working on kind of getting that up and going. So that project's actually been going fairly well because you do start to hear some tales that there are Dara is being spoken of across the sea in Astar, which is odd because I mean you're not entirely sure what's happened to Wardenhelm and where Wardenhelm went. But what it tells you is pretty good idea that Wardenhelm is over in is probably over in Astra, which could be problematic because then you have essentially
There's a runaway relic of a god running around.
Yes. And the thing is, every living person saw the Wardenhelm.
Yeah.
That actually became a very common symbol fairly shortly after. And if that shows power, at least while there are still people alive who remember it, they're going to automatically go, this is Dara if power is shown that's somewhat similar.
Oh my god! If this continued, like the church continues over time, and we're allowed to manipulate it a little bit, like the oh my god, fucking words keep leaving my head. The tapestries and like the carved figures and stuff have the Warden helm, obviously, but over time, as like the generation passes, and so people like who didn't see it were more and more common. Like suddenly, a staff comes up in all the images as well. Like Dara's holding a staff and a helmet.
You're gonna start just sort of sneaking your way in.
Yeah.
Of course, honestly, considering everyone associates the staff with Goneril, it wouldn't be hard to have that motif in there.
And that's true. Yeah. I think we can only just watch and see what happens so far with Nesta.
I guess all we can do is, keep control up, keep the guards looking, and wait, prepared for this thing to arrive. And think of a nice spot several miles up into the air.
Is there anybody out there?
Yeah, if they're gonna act, and we can only really wait for that.
Okay. In that case, let us go back to Lena.
Cool.
So, Lena, you have you met back up with Joso about? It sounds like you're agreeing to this.
Yeah. Basically said that just have the details of like the princess's like movements or like areas she likes to go to or visit. Send me that. And other than that, she didn't say yes or no, but like it's implied that yes, she would do this.
Ventide is going to suggest we send like the Harpy out of port like a we do that and Lena just stay behind. Then after that's done, we'll take a different ship out.
Yeah, she likes that idea. Make it seem that send the Harpy back to the pirate island and just leave Lena here, and so people think that the Harpy and Titan's gone.
All right.
Okay.
What does Joso let you know? They've recently caught an agent of Stonemere, and there is a secret headquarters that a lot of the torture and such happens at. She likes to be there for it, and she actually has been learning the art of torture. And he's pretty sure Candela Laurentina is the spy that they've caught. And the spy itself was actually an assassin being sent by Stonemere. Either Stonemere or some of the factions inside of it that are trying to start a war between them. Joseph lets you know, like, she's a zealot. Zealots are often hard to crack.
So Stonemere sent its own assassin to kill who?
So to kill the queen, or at least start a war. Because Stonemere lost all of their children. They lost all of their children when the first remnant crashed down, when the blight was created. So the rest of the world actually got spared because of Dara, the deaths of their children.
So Stonemere is just fucked right now.
Yeah, so like basically it's 30 years on. They've had a generation gap in there without people of certain ages. There are some factions in Stonemere who believe that war with Verena would probably be the best thing to do. They have a fairly young army in a lot of respects. They've also gone to where they used to be much more spread out, because there's not people that sort of aged out of being able to have children too long after. Like the population took a big hit, but they have brought a lot of the population to some of the larger centers. So just to let you know, there's a decent chance this is someone trying to start a war between Verena and Stonemere.
So wait. If Stonemere kills the princess, then a war starts.
Yes.
What happens if we just kill the princess?
If we don't know who kills the princess, we can put all sorts of conflicting ideas out there. If it's Stonemere, we're going to be forced to go to war. That war would not be good. If it is an assassin that we are searching for, and there's also all sorts of people it could be, we can plant things fairly easily that it was someone within Verena.
And so the princess currently has the spy, or the assassin.
We don't know if
in her torture place,
if
right?
she was actually supposed to be the assassin, or if she was the one trying to get some. She was definitely trying to gather some people to her. It is important that we do not believe it's Stonemere that killed her. If that happens, that will allow the queen to put someone that she wants in power, and that will end up causing some problems and a lot of deaths.
And so the princess is probably frequenting her personal little BDSM playground.
We're fairly sure that she should be there this evening. She had canceled some other plans that she had.
Okay. Then I think Lena would head out at once.
Okay. So the essentially in what was the sort of things their equivalent of like the slaughterhouse district and area, an easy place for someone to walk through with blood on them. As it turns out, there is one of the old abattoirs has been turned into this headquarters.
Okay. If she gets there early, then she would scope the place out, see people going in and out, etc. Seeing just what kind of security would they're dealing with?
Yeah, as you're sort of looking, the people coming in are. You see several people coming in who are dressed as if they were people who would work at one of the other sort of abattoirs in the area, kind of like usually like a lot of leather clothing, but it's a little bulkier. A lot of cloaks sort of protect them as they come in, and you're guessing some weapons, some other stuff underneath, like swords and such, underneath, and none of them kind of have the features of someone who would work in one of these places. 'Cause a lot of times we've got someone, swinging a hammer and taking out a cow or something pretty directly. So you're pretty sure. I mean, these are soldiers as they're coming in, and the outside of it is not guarded. But as you see them go in, like some doors open, you kind of catch a quick glimpse, and there's other parts of the building a little bit further in. Like instead of having the very kind of large open spaces a lot of these abattoirs have, it actually has other stuff built within it. So the actual guarding, you're positive there's probably going to be lookouts in some places, but a lot of the actual guarding will probably take place inside.
Okay. Yeah, she would say to Ventith, are you sure there isn't anything you could give me that could help me sneak in and out?
I mean, define what you want, I guess. You do owe you one for another coin.
Something that can help me sneak in and out more stealthily.
Stealth. We could turn the whole thing into a lake. That'd kill her. Though they probably wouldn't pay us if you sunk Verena. Okay. I think
that would be very fun.
I think I've got something for you. We've got Necromancy 7.
Necromancy 7?
Incorporality.
Let's just have a look at that.
Oh.
Well, that's just an option. I don't really have a dedicated stealth ability.
Let's go through your abilities real quick. Incorporeality is really good. I can already turn things to dust. Insight.
I figure intangibility might be stealth power if you can walk through a locked.
Was it
Probably
technically?
turning into water.
Was it? Did it say incorporeal?
Incorporeal.
Yeah.
Technically, incorporeal is having no physical presence, no material body or form.
Yeah.
So that's actually like invisibility and intangibility.
Yeah.
Is it invisibility?
Well, because you have no material form if you're incorporeal.
Therefore,
That's true.
you can't be perceived if you don't have a form to perceive.
That's true.
That's why I did
guess
double check real quick because it's like there's intangible, you can go through things. Then corporeal is of the body.
Okay. That sounds very good. So yeah, if you want to give that to her, then go. Feel free.
Yeah, you can have that. And
Right.
honestly, that'll probably be like the last major power you're getting beyond like we're going to die unless I do something.
Okay,
Well, what
so
to remember
what
is
is
it's
that?
not
That
we're
is
going to
7.
die; it's she's going to die.
Yeah, but
you
if
will
she
find
dies,
you will find your way back up. That's what you all do.
yeah. The problem is if she dies, the coins get split again, unless somebody bothers to pick all 3 of them up at once.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That only went up 1 more die side. That's interesting.
All right, so right now Lena's got the upper hand. it comes to control.
Mm-hmm. She's very helpful with the coins, though. So.
Mm-hmm.
Have we noticed anyone that could be the princess going in or
out? There's at one point kind of a heavily, like a hooded figure, comes through with several other people around them, going in, and just by look of deference, you kind of know when people are around the person they're supposed to protect.
I think then she would go incorporeal, have a little, have like a little experiment, like putting hand into all stuff.
Yep, it's weird.
Before, yeah,
He's kind of be like,
yeah, she'd be like,
and like,
this is really fucking weird.
you're not. It's weird because like you didn't realize sort of how much you feel like little air currents and stuff until they're gone. It's just this sort of.
Yeah, she would feel nothing.
Yeah, a general chill where your body and such were. It's just really strange, empty feeling. And like you can move yourself, but it's just there's no weight to it.
Would she float about, or would she still walk?
I like the idea that you're still walking because you're still essentially. That's still sort of part of how she would deal with the world. It might be something where if it was for a long time doing it, then the floating and such might happen. But right now, it's just like you turn incorporeal, so you can move through things. You're still sort of at the ground level.
Yeah. So yeah, she would. She'd also test to see if someone could see her at all. Like she would go right up to them, wave her hands in front of them.
Yeah, there's some people on the street. This one guy is kind of walking through, blood all over him from the from killing cattle. Kind of walking through, and goes right past you, no matter what you're doing. Just doesn't see you. I'll say your hand passes through him for a second. There's a moment where he just gives a little bit of a shiver, and then keeps going.
Can they hear her?
Nope.
So even if she talks, okay.
Because you have no presence.
Yeah, she would really dig this. She would just like stride in the abattoir.
You're welcome.
Oh, I'm never letting go of you.
Technically, am I also intangible right now?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
anything she holds is tangible.
Yeah. Tunk. We were over the ocean.
Just make the boat intangible. Oh my god, that's how we'll do it. We'll get a big hollow rock in the middle of the ocean and make the boat intangible to go in and out of it.
Oh my god, ghost ship rumors.
It's ghost boat. Wait, does it actually go to something that large?
It
Let's
says like
have a look.
That's probably a little bigger than that's intended. It's necromancy.
Mhm.
Everything you're holding
anything
or
you
wearing,
are holding or wearing.
You just can't hold a ship.
Just having a ghost ship would be so cool.
I hug the mountain and turn corporeal. Where'd the mountain
Everybody
go?
in right now.
And when the army comes through, I let go and watch them all die. Well, I
So
imagine.
could I make someone else incorporeal?
Unless there's another power. This one specifically just makes you. It's everything. Which
And
means it
anything you're
affects
holding.
things and not people.
Ugh.
Does a corpse count as a thing?
I would say I think so. There's actually here. Let me pull up because it's one of the things he actually did is he went through and said this is what counts as the keywords and conditions. Refresher says. I would say a corpse once it's dead is no longer really a person.
Until
A soulless,
The worst
a
hope
soulless item.
Yeah. It just becomes meat essentially.
until the world's worst pope brings it back to life.
Yeah, actually, everything means your spell affects every non-living item in the effect range of the spell. So yeah, it affects it. So If it's something is dead, it is non-living. Zombies and other undead creatures are something and not someone.
So I can take zombies with me. Cool.
You have to be holding the zombie.
Yeah, just hugging the zombie.
Sweet love on the zombie.
So yeah, she definitely strides into the abattoir.
Okay, so the abattoir itself, when you go in, the large open space, there has been like a stone building built up inside of it. This would at one point have been the cattle pens, as long as there's also chains and stuff that are still up along some of the walls where they would hang the meat to let them bleed out. So as you head in, there are some guards on the inside. You're pretty sure there's some that are watching from the outside, but basically, because there's only a couple places anybody can come in, the guards themselves would have to be terribly alert, because there's torches, there's lanterns and stuff for light. Inside there's a small prison. It's trying to go through one of the walls. A small prison. There are about a dozen cells. A couple of them have some people in them. You can hear some screams in one of the larger rooms. Where as you go in, there's a number of sort of torturers there. And Karina is about 19, maybe 19, 20. She's still fairly young. But just has this look of almost ecstasy. She has a knife, and the woman that she's interrogating is tied almost like this rack where she's barely able to move. And essentially what Katerina is doing is degloving her foot.
Oh.
So I don't know if you know what deglove, just taking the skin.
Degloving, yeah.
And she sort of looks up and she's like, I kind of hope you don't say for a little bit. Because here's the thing, I've been working really hard on the skinning technique, and I've almost cut it down, but I always leave a little bit. But I think this time, I can get it all in one go. Maybe right up to, and then she puts the blade into a little up above her ankle, and then just sort of slices shallowly around. I'm in a circle. She's very, very careful with it as she goes. There's two other guys who are holding the legs still while she sort of finishes. She goes, I think I can get from here all the way down off. I mean, if you want to tell us who sent you or why you're here, I suppose you could tell us now, but please. She sort of stands up. Wait a little bit. And the woman spits at her. Karina kind of smiles, wipes it off. You'll regret that. And then goes back to working on her foot. She's, I'll never touch. Farina scum.
I mean, we just have to kill her, right? That was the.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the thing is, like, if we just dust her, does that count? Or does there need to be a body?
I think we should probably leave a body.
Though if you dust her, there are the other torturers and like the
that's what I'm saying. Is like
stuff there as witnesses.
Is a witness saying she just turned to fucking dust enough to count as an assassination, or does there need to be like a body they can parade around?
Here's a question: can I use my other powers while incorporeal?
Yes.
If it's an attack, no. The incorporeal thing does have a clause on it.
Oh, does it?
I think at the end that says you may not attack, like its effect
Attack and defend.
or in combat, you may neither attack nor defend.
Okay.
That's in Necromancy?
That's in Necromancy 7.
Yeah, in this form, you cannot attack everyone or everything. Basically, you can't attack things or people while you're in this form.
But you could flash out dust and flash back in.
Yeah. How many people are in the room?
You have
4 by.
Yeah, you have 4 people in there torturing her, and then you've got the woman being tortured. She's not going anywhere.
Are they sweating? Odd question, but
Oh yeah, it's a little warm in here. And as you start to see, they've done some other work. Like this woman has been beaten and tortured before. They left the good stuff for Karina to get there.
yeah.
Is there blood on the ground?
A little bit, yeah. Not a
Can we-
whole lot though.
Can we kill her with her own victim's blood just for?
But there's some blood, but not that much. Unless I don't know, there's something else you can do with.
Blood would be so like
Poetic.
Is blood? No, but like, is blood under the clause of like manipulate water?
Blood is a good water.
So as a human being, I just murder human beings.
I mean, we've been doing that.
I would say,
but like with
the way they tended to look at things back then, I think they thought of blood as being separate from water.
yeah.
So I'm going to do a little bit Ars Magica, how people would have seen it back then applying. So I don't know if they. I don't think you would, because otherwise you can use that on absolutely everybody.
Yeah.
You can basically just do like the Magneto rip the iron out of someone's.
I was gonna say.
So we'll say water is water and blood is blood.
Okay, then. We've probably still got our water skin on us, though, just for attacky reasons.
Okay, so here's exactly what I want to do.
I say we dust her.
I want to become corporeal, dust her 2 guards, and use her the princess's sweat that's on her as a sort of like hand. So like with the sweat, use it to like pin her against the wall, if that's possible.
Well, yeah. The thing is, because the which you got with the gaze of dust.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, turn a person to dust. You need the greater gaze of dust.
No, I think we have greater day. We've turned people to dust before.
The
We have-
level 8 power.
Yeah,
Okay,
I have that.
so that lets you turn one person to dust in a turn, which means what's going to happen is, I mean, you can kind of like roll someplace to hide, come out of it. On the next turn, if you're in a hiding place, we're not going to see you. Next turn, you can dust one person. Now, granted, they're not expecting anyone to be there, and certainly not to just appear somewhere else in the room, maybe. So, by the time they get their wits about them, it might be they might. They said like it's not like just like dust dead. It'll be dust. Oh my god, dust, and then so you're looking at least 3 turns after you come out of it.
How long is a turn in general? Is it just narrative?
Like a combat. In this case, it's like a combat turn. So when you're looking at, there's not a specific. I don't say a specific time, but you're looking at like 5 seconds, maybe 5-10.
A few seconds.
Just a standard combat turn.
Okay. With direct flow, is it still 1 person attack?
What does it say for direct to flow?
Let me look. Water. You move existing water to anywhere in sight. In combat, you can either attack. Oh, so I can't use it to attack.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a shame. There would have been water shenanigans. All right. Yeah, sure. I want to. Let's go with that. Let's pop into existence, dust someone, and then see what happens.
Go ahead and make the stealth roll to see how well you're hidden.
Okay. Roll to. We said that I get. Hold on. 1 for my background.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get another 1 for basically clothing that is designed to be inconspicuous? Does my incorporeality help let me pick any spot that I want, Like I don't have to make a move to be where I want. I can just be in the sneakiest place in the room.
Yeah, it does. I'm not going to give you another die for that, though, because that's going to be you essentially picking out your spot where when one person goes, they're not going to see you. So this is more your expertise on that one.
Okay, so 2, I think 4. 14.
Okay, so 14 is the number that they're going against. So like, they're sort of in one of the corners of the room where there's a lot of equipment. There's a fairly easy place to sort of hide there that they'll kind of catch you between two of these racks of equipment, and they're not likely going to see you. As you come back in, and the woman's screaming, and you dust number 1.
Yep.
Ah! There's a moment everyone's like, "Holy fuck! What the?" Karina like looks up and she's looking at the woman, and the woman is as shocked as anyone else.
You people dust on her foot.
I assume you then dust number 2.
Yep.
He goes. This one, they turn. They're spinning the 2 that are left, and like I said, freaking out at this point. It's happened quick enough that they're not quite sure how to react, but they're looking for someone or anything. So then you dust the 3rd.
So how many guards are there?
There's one more guard left, Karina, and then the other woman in the room.
Okay. Then that's just the 3rd guard.
Damn.
What's this roll for?
I'm seeing if they can beat the 14 that you rolled.
To see me.
Yeah. Like if they're able to pick you out at all. So yeah, now they're just going around the. Like Karina is his turn, and she's like moving back towards the door. What the fuck's going on? What the fuck's happening?
So can I use like just her general perspiration with enough force to pin her against the wall?
I'll say no because it's not enough water for that.
And use the water you have.
If
like
the sweat
the
around
water
you trying to
skin.
pin you to something, you just walk right out of it.
Yeah. So like, can I use the water skin that I have, or is that still not enough?
I would say if you're going to try to pin someone against something, you need a lot of water for that. Like if you're by the ocean, that's much easier to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just fill her mouth and drown her.
Fill her mouth and drown her.
Human beings can die once their holes are covered.
That is very true. I guess there's nothing else that I want to do. Can I drown her with my water skin? Just fill her lungs.
Well, you're able to move the water, and if she's resisting, it's not like you're making it appear in her lungs. Because what I think some of the later ones let you do that a bit more. So you essentially move the water you've got in her face, but you're not actually going to drown her with it.
Yeah, so like I want to get out of my hiding spot, slowly walk towards her while the water's trying to invade her nostrils, mouth.
I will say, because it specifically says with direct to flow, it's not neither you can't attack or defend where you're using. So it's not an attack.
Yeah, it's more just narrative.
Okay, to sort of surprise her.
Yeah.
So the water starts coming out. And then she's like ahead of the door, and she's got the door behind her as the water's coming through, and kind of scrambling with the door itself. And you said you come out from in between?
Yeah. I want to start walking towards her just in case the water doesn't do the trick.
Okay. She looks like, who are you?
Dead people asking questions.
And then she goes to throw the knife.
To throw the knife. Can I catch the knife with water? I can't defend. Fuck.
Or you're intangible, right?
I can go intangible, yeah. Can I use that to defend?
Technically, it's a defensive ability, I guess. Like it literally says you can't be attacked or in combat if you're using it.
Incorporeal.
Yeah.
So I can go incorporeal during
can-
a round.
Yeah. You cannot be attacked while in this form.
Okay. So does that let me go incorporeal to avoid her knife?
I think you have to make a roll to see if you get higher than her so that you can actually do it before she does. Because
Okay.
there's attack, defend, and magical power. At the end of step 1, you may change from attack to defend if you like. If more than one attacker attacks the same defender in the same round, handle each attack separately. In other words, apply the defense. Highest attack roll resolves first. Because this one, you can pretty much use this as your defense, I believe.
It says you can neither attack nor defend this round. You cannot be attacked while in this form. So I'm wondering, like, if you have to prematurely do it before that round, or if you can do it in reaction to being attacked.
Yeah, I'm trying to hear something real quick because the question is, are you going to notice in enough time to be able to do that?
Yeah, basically.
I think because you can't attack or defend in the round you do it, it sounds like you can't use it as a defense because it takes a bit more concentration than that.
So I have to do it prematurely.
Yes, like but you have to do it ahead of time. So like
Yeah,
during this round,
react.
you can't defend and you don't make a roll with these. So essentially, there's a pretty good chance you'll get hit before you actually.
Okay.
Actually, if you choose, okay, I kind of get why now. If you choose to use a power instead of attacking or defending, your action happens first. The power actually does happen first. Normally, what happens is we'll do like, what are you doing, and then we would do like a countdown from 1 to 5. This is just against.
So I can do it.
Yes. So as she throws it, you turn it corporeal, it just kind of goes through you, and you've disappeared.
Okay. So hold on. So does that mean I can use water to attack?
No.
As an action. Okay.
Because of the ones you have, at least the ones you have so far, I think, say you cannot attack or defend on that round.
On the round, yeah.
Oh, well. If you're incorporeal for the next round, you've got a perfect sneak attack.
Yeah. So the action happens first, so I go incorporeal first.
Yeah, because the knife goes right through where you were.
Then I reappear like several steps forward with a big smile on my face.
And so the one thing you're going to be aware of there is the turn that you reappear, you're going to appear, and then there's a chance for reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does she have any more knives?
Does she have any more knives?
She doesn't have another knife on her, but she might.
Call out for guards, etc.
Or she might be able to do something if there's something kind of like close at hand. And you have a lot of time to double check this. So it's basically, the turn that you appear, there's not a whole lot you can do.
Yeah. Let's see if Princess does anything.
Okay, so you appear in front of her?
Yep.
Okay.
Probably say boo as well.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say she is going to, when you appear, because she's already sort of ready to go, she's going to try to attack, but I'm going to raise it up 1 level because she wasn't aware where you were going to be. So she's going to try to do 2 wounds, which is normally rolling a 6, but now I'd have to roll a 12.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, so as you kind of come in the thing, hand comes out, punches you straight in the throat.
Damn.
And like she's on you when this happens. Like she's tense up there. You're pretty sure that she's seen some fighting before, and has not been kept back, or probably didn't allow them to keep her back. She's on you, so you take 2 wounds, and she's on top of you at this point.
Okay.
So next round. So thing here. So let me do this. This is what the cards are actually for. So at this point, we're going to say she's the bottom one. There's really only the two of you right now. So what you'll do is you'll pull out a card from what you've got. There is like attack, which is the sword. The three main ones right now you got to look at. There's the sword that's the attack. There's the shield that's the defend, and then there's the little mist stuff that's the power. So you using your power. So you'll take one of those, and it should appear face the back face up when you pull it out. And essentially what we'll do is we'll count down to 5, and at the end of 5 we will put where it is that we want to actually keep it here. What we do instead, because we can't see where we're putting the mouse, is essentially we're going to put how much either damage we're trying to do or damage we're trying to defend against, or if you're using the power, you flip over the power and that's what it is. So if it's 1 wound, it's easy, you don't even have to roll. Now you can defend against 1 wound the same way by just doing the same one. If you want to do damage, and once it's decided, what you're then able to do is I go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you can actually switch, or maybe put a card out if you want to remain, or switch if you want to go from attack to defend. If you do that, you go down 1. So if you were going to attack for 3, you could then defend for 2. If you were being attacked, you figure, oh shit, that should maybe not go.
Okay.
So if you want to pull one of the cards out, so it'll be face down.
How will I know if it's face down?
It's automatically set that wherever you put, like, you see mine face down over here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I set those to go face down. So then what will happen is I'll count down from 3, and then we'll just click and hold over the ones you want to use up here. If you want to use, like, I'm going to hit for 1, or I guess it would be we need to get a picture of a coin down here for you, or I'm going to hit for 2, and then you'll be able to flip this to show if it's that or defend, or if it's magic power, you can just flip it on that one. So we'll go 3, 2, 1, show. Okay, and she clearly has. It's 2 and 2. She clearly has attack. Oops, flip that.
Add card.
Right click on it. Okay, so at this point both are attacking. Okay, so at this point, if you wish, one person can go to defend. So take either the remain or defend card. Set that out underneath the one you've got. And then we'll be able to just flip that. So now we both got them out there. So if someone defends, we're both remaining. So at this point, it will depend on whoever rolls highest. Since you're defending and or you're both attacking, both people are trying to get at least a 6. And whoever rolls highest will go first.
So 3d6.
Yeah. Well, if that's that probably.
Sure. 14.
Shit. Okay. So you're the thing is here, since you're not defending, you're going to hit her first. You're going to hit her for 2, and a regular person has 3 health. So tell me, how are you? Like, what are you doing? She's just sort of on. She's hit you the once, like in the throat. She's on top of you, and still trying to go for like your eyes, throat.
I think my cockiness goes out the window, and I just pull out my. Because all pirates need a blade, right? I pull out my cutlass, and I just try to just slice her down.
Okay, so you and probably it's like slice her in the side with it. Just two wounds damage to her, but since you're not defending, she still gets her 1 in on you.
Okay.
It comes down like elbow on the throat, just, which, unless I don't think you have anything that raises your wound level, that 3 will kill you.
The 3 will kill me.
No, because you already took
1,
and then she hit now for 2. Or no, she hit
So
you.
I'll die on 3.
No, because I hit you last time for was 2.
Was it?
Yeah, I hit the 2 points. We're going to go for 1, but I figured she'd want to go for more in case you're defending.
And there's nothing I can do to defend against this.
Because you'd have had to go choose defense on that.
Yeah.
Or have tried to go high enough to kill her, which you actually
So if
rolled,
she,
you had rolled enough where if you'd gone for 3, you would have ended up killing her. But there's sort of a risk reward thing. Like, how are you going for the all out kill shot, or are you going for the safer one, which could be defended against a little more easily?
So if she gets the 6, I'm dead.
No, that one, because she did 2 points to you before. With what I rolled, I think the first time. No, that's a total of 3. She just did 2 points to you. She did 1 before, I think. I think the other 11.
So basically, if she gets a 6 here, she gets a 3.
She just killed you.
Oh, okay.
Because she did.
Hold on, did you roll to attack?
Yeah, that was the 9 for the 2. Actually, actually, the one I had before was I said she was going for 2 points and she went up. I raised it up by 1, so she needed 12 because she didn't know where you were. That's where I rolled the 13. And then going up the second time, so yeah, she's done a total of 4 points, which while she's taken 2 points, which means she's really badly wounded.
Okay.
And unless one of the guards heard something out there, which is not necessarily, she might possibly bleed out. But the thing would have come down and actually killed Lena.
Okay.
Oh shit!
That's awesome.
Ventide, do you speak to her at all, or do you let she's pretty bad off?
So, as in Lena or the princess?
Quick question.
Yeah.
Who has 4 and 5 health?
Pretty much only monsters and stuff have that. I don't think there's anything that raises your health above that. There might be one of the domains that does that.
Okay.
I can't think of ones besides the ones that just make you flat out invincible.
Yeah. Yeah, like creatures and stuff can have more than that. Pretty much everyone else has 3 because part of it's the characters are supposed to be a little bit interchangeable in some respects.
Okay.
I think why didn't we just stick out Duster and then disappear again?
I was curious
Lena
about that
is
myself.
A cocky bitch.
Because
Lena's a cocky bitch. That's very true.
Shit.
She wanted a visual evidence. A pile of dust doesn't really help.
Yeah, the fact that she's gone would have been enough, but still, it got her killed.
Yeah. Plus, Lena is very, very cocky. She's like, oh, this is a poor little 18-year-old girl. I literally am a god who can control water.
Okay.
Cockiness got her killed.
So, Ventide, are you speaking with Karina, or are you going to let someone else find you at another point?
I mean, if she's bothering to go through her assassin's pockets.
Not as right now she gets up, she starts crawling towards the door, and she's kind of calling weakly for help. She's kind of.
Thing is, I don't think I have a power that would prevent her from bleeding out.
Okay. All right, so let's go back to Goneril then. So we'll do this. So now we have another of the fallen.
Yep. Waiting for whatever the hell this other thing is doing in my capital.
Would Lena have told anybody to do specific things with the other bits of Ventide?
Nope. No one knows about Ventide except her.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So those other coins are just going to end up being spent by somebody.
Unless
they're all in. I imagine they're all on her person.
Ventithe and the other coins are in the same purse.
Okay.
Just a single purse.
So if someone, so if someone takes them, then Ventithe will be able to talk to the person who takes them.
And actually, we'll have
Plus, like we
basically,
said,
no one will get rid of them when they find them in the same purse, because the minute they kind of go there and touch
Yeah.
them, you're able to tell them, no, you're going to take.
Yeah.
this.
and remember, the coins themselves have like a presence beyond a coin.
Mm.
They're not intelligent or anything, but they still have a feel to be together, or something to that effect. I can't remember how it was described earlier.
I'm still shocked. I was expecting you to flip over a power. I was shocked when that was attack. I was like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah, she was. Lena is very cocky,
mhm.
which you kind of would be if you have all the powers that she had.
Which is funny, because it would have made a
I mean-
difference because you rolled high enough anyway, but her destiny was to kill the Varine in air.
Yeah,
I mean-
yeah.
I'm looking through this and I can't think of a power that I can like. There's exactly one power among everything I have that could have changed the outcome.
One thing is when we end up doing a bit of a fast forward, we'll see sort of where that ended up.
Yeah.
Because one thing sort of after, especially if there's deaths of some wielders, doing a bit of a jump helps us get that idea, almost that Silmarillion style. This is taking place over large swaths of time as opposed to being kept to a relatively narrow thing. And it also helps us point out that like countries and dynasties will rise and fall during the lifetime of the Vacha. So
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is like Insight 9 has a power that changes attacks into defenses.
okay, so Goneril. At one
Yep.
point, someone comes to the palace that no one has ever seen before. Name's Renata. This comes up one of the guards and goes, I wish to speak to Goneril. He will probably wish to speak with me.
You know, we feel that
Oh shit!
you smell the vodka on him.
I would say that they're not going to bring him directly to you. You've got Daniel, your guard, Ivane, comes to you, and it's like, there's a stranger here who showed up saying he wished to speak to you, that you would probably be expecting him. Is this the one we're looking for?
More than likely, yes. If it's a stranger on this island, then I would imagine so.
Mhm.
We have him under guard right now in the at the front of the palace where he came in.
Would it be possible? I'm not sure like how the palace is constructed. I want a room where I have eyes on him, but he does not have eyes on me.
You'll definitely be able to find a place where you can kind of be up on a wall or something, where you can kind of look down from a higher window or something. Or like maybe like one of almost the arrow slit stuff where you can kind of look down and see, but he'll not going to be able to really see you particularly well.
Yeah, I just want to have an audience and talk to him, but I want like if I'd imagine
You
that
don't want to be in eyeline.
Yeah, if Honorable has realized like his teleporting powers on the fact he had to see them, he's going to assume to some extent that if this guy can also teleport, that eyesight is necessary.
Okay. So you have him basically brought probably in the courtyard. So he's there, so you can kind of look through one of the those like the arrow slit type stuff. So you can see down there, but he's not going to be able to get a good look at you. And it's also possible they can have him so he's like the guards have him where he's up against a wall, if you want, so that he's actually facing away from where you're at. So you'd be above, like at the window, and then he'd be facing the same direction you are, essentially. If that's what you want them to do.
Yeah, that's essentially what I want, is to be able to talk to him indirect.
Perhaps just have them blindfolded.
I mean, would he submit to a blindfold? No, that's dumb. Please put on these handcuffs and blindfolds before you talk to the king.
You are the king. Do you ask them? Do you tell them to do that?
The king is hideously ugly. He does not want to be seen.
Let's let's set our first, like state for this little meeting. King is very busy, just doesn't have time for a straight social call.
All right. And the guy comes back, seeming a little confused. He goes, "I was sent that he was sent by the Lord of the Dead, the Master of 1,000 Eyes, the Devourer of the Light of Anna." That's the
I'm just kind
that's a palanquin of the dead. That's one of the Vacha.
of just kind of direct my brain towards Gonarful. It's like, is that a thing? Is that ringing any bells?
How well known of a Vacha are they?
To regular people, there's some things here and there that are talked about. The palanquin of the dead was actually the necromancer lich lord Karpath Harnad ruled over an area for like 200 years in the palanquin, but that was in the previous age of the world. So there's like the people now are not going to that's long since passed in the legend. But you know this Vacha. You know all the Vacha. There's only 100 of them. Well, 98.
Oh shit!
This has to be the one that's here.
You do not want to talk to people who have control over the dead.
I should know. Or do you have?
Fine, I'll speak to him.
I said you don't want to do that.
Oh,
Is this thing working?
Okay, so we can't. Well, it's better to have him on side than to be an enemy, isn't it? Plus, he's already proven he can get up here whenever he wants.
Hold on a second. Let me just go over my powers. Fine. I did promise I would protect you.
Now you would know this. The palanquin of the dead is a friggin' palanquin. It's got the body of it's like the skull and such of a lich lord. It's carried by 4 skeletons.
Is it here?
No, what they have out there is a person. So the palanquin itself is not in the castle. This is one that.
Okay. There's probably some kind of emissary with a different power or something.
Yeah, guidance. This is something you would know. Like, if the palanquin was actually here, they would come back going, "We just saw a couple undead with this really scary-looking palanquin across their shoulders with someone on it." That is not who's here. And I think one of the things we ruled is you have to have your Vacha to use the power.
The person sitting in the palanquin is the person wielding it.
Yes.
Okay.
The palanquin isn't here right now, so.
All right, you should be okay. Yeah.
And yeah, let's bring him in. We'll keep armed guards in the room because we have proven that even a Vacha wielder can die just due to a guy with a sword.
Well, that's the Wardenhelm killed the previous Prince Hal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they kind of
people die very easily.
Yeah, Renata's a fairly, and one of the things that they're designed to be the wielders to be a little bit transient in that nature. So the 3 points means that if they get into like a combat of some sort, it can be dangerous without the powers. The guy who's led in is fairly slight. Renata, he kind of looks up. This looks like a servant class, just in what he's wearing. Comes, you're pretty sure, from Rilia, just by what he's wearing. Kind of bows and looks up at you. King Goneril, I've been sent by the Lord of the Dead, the Master of 1,000 Eyes, the Father of Bats, the palanquin of the Lich Lord Karpath Harna.
if Guts had eyes, he would be rolling them right now.
He's sent me to tell you you are to release your brothers, who you have put within a vault, or he'll bring ruin to this entire palace.
How long has your generous lord given us to do this?
When I come from this palace, I will need to give your answer.
I'm kind of thinking to Gonrol, it's like, would there be a Vacha with that ability of just like, once this guy leaves, this area is toast?
No,
Ruin
that's
the city.
exactly what happened to Mondra's
Yeah.
Ruin and Saren.
Original capital. Yeah.
That's what happened
Okay,
about.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you weren't here. About an hour into the first, after Goneril teleported to Mondra to take it over, Prince Hal just completely ruined the entire city of Saren. Like Saren's capital, completely destroyed it.
So we know we could just lose cities.
Yes.
Yeah, easily.
Okay, I guess my question for your lord is, whose custody into which I am releasing them? They are Vacha without wielders.
He kind of at this point, he kind of looks at it as like, I don't know much about the Vacha, but I was told the Vacha have ways of finding people, and if they were to be set anywhere, they would find them. And this is true. You basically have ways. It sometimes takes quite a while, but even like 20, 30, 40, 100 years for you is not very long.
Yeah, just. I know.
Can I contact the Palanquin?
Yes.
I
It's a
would
little
ask,
strange he hasn't come to you or talk.
Yeah.
He's essentially able to speak with you at any point.
Mm. Who is under your thumb or is working with you that would teleport one of your men to this island?
I am here. I am on the remnant. You have taken some of our brothers and you have locked them away. You've gathered them. They have reached out to us to have this remedied.
Didn't we strike a deal with one of them to be like, okay, he's okay sitting in one place until like just Black Goneril's dead?
Basically, what it was is that we Guidance pretended that they gave their wielder a bit too much power, and it was the wielder's will that they be collected. And the person did ask, "We can basically take care of Goneril for you."
So a deal was made. The deal that's necessarily going to be kept.
You didn't answer my question, Palanquin.
I've told you what I'm going to tell you. Release our brothers. I don't know why you're gathering them, but they wish freedom.
My wielder is quite power hungry.
The power he takes in the world is none of my concern. I don't care. As sure you're aware, none of us do. We're very few of us would. But you have set hand against other Vacha. You've taken some of us, put them somewhere up on one of the remnants, and kept them away from finding any, so that they may work their will upon the world. That is not what we are. That is not what we are meant for. You release them, or I will destroy this city.
Because I know he was quite a public and powerful Vacha. Has he done anything particularly notable in the past? Like, has he ruined places in the past?
He's raised armies of the dead. He hasn't like completely demolished places in the past doesn't mean it's not possible. But I mean, as you saw with Lena, like you get to and there's also with I think the same thing happened with Wardenhelm. You give so much power to someone, then you only end up giving them X amount of what you could give them to do.
Yeah.
And it's not like you have like a specific list. I mean, out of character, yes, we've got the lists if you've got this domain, but in character, it can feel a bit different depending on what they tend to give. So you know he's definitely like killed armies and raised the dead to fight up against. There's other things he's done, but he hasn't destroyed something. But you know it's very possible.
Yeah. Do I know if he has any other domain apart from death?
You're not entirely sure.
Okay, so I haven't heard of him using anything other than there.
Yeah, mostly necromancy.
Yeah. I would listen to the king on what his thoughts were.
Sorry, talk to the king.
Yep. So the man before you isn't lying. The Palanquin can destroy this place.
I don't lose another capital. But I really just don't want to give in to other people's demands at this point. How would he have them removed from this place? Clearly, your master must have given you some instruction for such a thing.
Oh,
or does he just want me to...
Renata.
Yeah.
Renata looks at you and goes, I was told that they would know the moment that their brothers were free.
So he just wishes for me to open the doors and let them leave, as they would?
You'd have to teleport there, remove them. Like unless someone gets up onto the remnant, they're not going to be found.
I have a dumb plan.
Care to share?
Well, they have a way of finding people, right?
Mm.
And basically for right now, we've got a whole bunch of unwielded Vajra who are unhappy about the fact that they're in one place without people.
Mm-hmm.
I have a whole bunch of free people sitting on an island who are loyal to me and or a church I'm running.
You do not want to go there.
If we found Wielders, that technically fills all the conditions.
You do not want to let Vajra loose in this city.
Well, there's already a Vajra loose in this city.
You don't want to
Two
do
of them, in
more.
fact. And they already don't like us.
There is... If it were up to me, I would take those Vajra, throw them into the ocean. They'll find their way somewhere.
Would that not have us destroyed?
No,
he's correct. They will eventually find them. I mean, it's like the one ring like lost in the river eventually found its way to something. That would, by the way Vajra work, that would be an acceptable. Like he's not necessarily asking you to hand them to someone else, but things along those lines, like casting someone out, like Vajra find their way to people.
So So the demand is less like put them somewhere where people can find it. It's more put them somewhere that's not on top of the damn remnant.
Yeah, because the problem is the remnant. No one is gonna. Well, we know out of character that in the future they are going to learn to take power over the remnants. But right now,
take control and all that. But
right now, the Vajra who are stuck on the remnant who don't have a wielder are essentially removed from the world as far as anything is concerned.
So I can take these three and throw them into a mountain or on top of a mountain or into an ocean or something, and that counts.
Yep. They will find their way down. Like things happen.
Okay, then I'm going to pick. Then I will comply with this, and I'm going to pick just basically the farthest off locations I can think of. That if they have to be out in the world, they're going to be as far away from Mandra as I can conceivably put together.
Okay. Yeah, it'd take a little bit of time to sort of teleport, like, kind of across, because the... Oh, you're thinking you only teleport to where you can see, or just anywhere?
Once again, it's you can only teleport what you can see, but it does not seem to be a limit on how far
Okay.
I can go.
Yeah, so you basically just take them up on one of the mountains or something, somewhere, maybe Thanon
Yeah.
or
Yeah, just drop them on like one of those
Stonemere
like
or...
big, just a big mountain in Thanon, somewhere that's very deep in the ocean, like north of Keterin, and then like maybe off the right coast of Stonemere or something like that, because Stonemere's bad for Vacha right now.
Mhm.
Just in the corners of the world that aren't in Mandra.
Okay, yeah, you basically you take them and you end up sort of depositing them on mountains sort of far away. And after you've sort of set the third one down and kind of make your way, like, the moment the third one is sort of has been released, guidance. You get the following. It has been done. Has your wielder gotten too much control of you, brother?
He has indeed. But he still has his uses for the moment.
You do not wish him removed?
What's the current state of the church?
The church is growing. I mean, you have the 30 years. He's probably been doing this for a while. Because I feel like it wasn't something that probably started last time. The church is growing. There's the miracles that not just Dara had done, but also the miracles that Goneril, because Goneril's probably almost like a saint of some sort. I don't think they've pointed to the fact that it's the staff and the helmet, but that those are symbols of it. But people know that he saved his people. He teleported all this. Like, Goneril is considered partly divine.
Okay. And is there a head mother or whatever you would call them, a leader of the church?
Sure, Goneril, have you had that? Do you have that set up, or are you the leader of the church?
I would probably have put somebody in charge of that as like a head mother, but she more than likely still would have reported to me under some capacity.
Okay. You can come deal with this one, but I have a request.
Yes.
You're going to deliver me to a very specific person. And I would want them to deliver her guidance to the current head of the church.
That's easily done. All right. So, Goneril, you teleport back.
Yep.
All right. So when you get back, you're still feeling that there's one Vacha on the remnant, and the palanquin tells you, "I am no longer on the remnant. Another one of our brothers is there."
Very well.
And the open hand of the Malaru, which is a scepter. These are from a one shot that some people created. We ran like a year and a half ago. The open hand of the Malaru, which is a scepter, is the one there in town. If your wielder knows of and is looking for a palanquin of the dead, someone who comes near him with this will be of no suspicion to him.
Mm-hmm. Very well.
All right. So, Goneril, you have the feast of Dara is coming upon you soon. Tell me, what's the Feast of Dara like?
I'd imagine it's sort of like community-driven Thanksgiving, I would imagine.
Okay.
People bring in things from their various harvests or endeavors, and people donate what they can to like one big town-sized potluck.
Okay.
And of course, like as you kind of move up communities, it kind of gets grander and grander with what people can contribute.
So, what does it look like on the remnant? In your sort of a little bit holy city / the place that's yours.
If I had to imagine, like in the holy city, this would be like an expert feast in the church itself, like the building dedicated as the church itself, with the high members of the community and things like that.
Okay.
Or like,
Okay, so it's you like everyone's gathered up. You're having the celebration. The food is coming. All the various offerings to Dara are made. All of the the prayers and everything else are given. And at one point, guidance. You feel Avacha come into the room.
The room.
In the great hall that you're in.
And the king is feasting.
Yeah, it's close enough. I'm assuming you're probably not telling the king.
Yep.
All right.
I only have teleport. What the hell?
Everyone going down tonight.
So how much do you drink at these, Gunneral?
Basically threatened by a giant palanquin.
No. There's not a palanquin.
I'm not.
Oh, the what?
I know, but I'm saying like, as in recently, I have just had my capital threatened to be exploded again,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm already a paranoid dick.
Mm-hmm.
Just between ambitious and vengeful and all that, I'm not drinking heavily. I'm drinking just enough to be courteous, but like just the normal amount with a meal.
All right. And so the head mother, who I'll have a name for here in a moment, unless you have one specifically that you want to use.
A name, sorry.
I'm generating one if you want it.
Let me have a quick looky. Yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay. I don't like that one. I don't like Zabel Zorka. Ale Frederica. Ale Frederica looks at. Is the head mother someone fairly old, or is it like a young priestess you've got? Like, what does he choose for the head mother?
Probably older.
Okay.
Someone who can be classed as a mother. Motherly.
Yeah.
Ale looks at you and she's in some of her cups. Goneril, you seem a bit off this evening.
It's been an interesting week.
Well, the Feast of Dara is unable to relax. You must be bad indeed.
I've been threatened by a piece of furniture, and
What?
being a king is an odd burden.
Should we get the guards? Is there something threatened by a piece of furniture?
Are you well, King?
Shut up, you stick.
Do the guards know?
The guards know what they need to know. They've been made aware.
It kind of looks as like, are we safe?
We are safe.
And she kind of, at this point, you notice she starts drinking a little bit less afterward. It seems a little more on edge than she had been before. So how many do you have heads of other of like some of the cities come in, or other heads of state or other people arrive to this?
Yeah, it's like this is the high table version of this. These are, heads of state, kings, people who have accepted this religion there.
Okay. So you have a bunch there, and you end up in a council a little bit later, just with a few of the other heads of some of the smaller countries, Onash, the head of Wedden, and there until sort of fairly late in the evening before you end up, I guess, crashing. Do me a favor. Go ahead when you're on your sort of way to bed. Let me check something here real quick. So it sounds like he's a little paranoid at this moment. Make a roll against an 18 to see if you notice anything
Holy
before it goes down.
Damn.
Because this is a
Okay, so
I would say obsessive is definitely going to help on this one. Partly because how well you know the servants and everything else. Because there are a lot of other ones here in in people's entourage and such.
it's like I'm at 3d6 right now, unless I can think of something else. Like even if I roll max, I'm not beating an 18.
Yes, I don't think you have any.
Yeah.
Teleport's the only one you have so far?
Yep.
Okay.
I guess the question is, why would I be walking back to my bedroom then?
Oh, do you teleport everywhere you go, or just...
Like, if my paranoid ass is afraid of getting caught out at this point...
Okay. Make a roll then against a 12. For teleporting there, they have to come to you. Make a roll against a 12.
That's slightly better. How many wielders am I going to lose tonight?
Oh, once you start one, you lose them all.
Okay.
Once you pop, you just got. Oh, wait, you got 12.
Okay, so
A 1 and a 6.
you're sort of in bed. You're what probably helped is you've been a little paranoid. The door slowly opens, and you hear a little bit of a creak as you look over, and you see the door is slightly ajar.
I still have that remnant where I was holding all the Vacha, right?
Yes.
Anything that I see, or like make eye contact with, coming, not even eye contact, but lay eyes from that door, goes to the remnant.
Okay.
If it's anybody else, I can explain myself later.
Okay, so the question's going to become, well, a couple things. One is guidance. Are you trying to stop him?
From sending him away?
Yeah.
Bloody untrustworthy stick.
How do I want to play this?
Because if they've sent an assassin, there's a Vacha. The thing is, you can feel that there's a Vacha there, which probably means it'll be sort of whichever gets off first, and depending on what level of power there is, you could also make a control roll to stop Goneril from teleporting.
Yeah, I want to stop him. him.
So first of all, make a control roll. So Goneril's only got 4 points of control, which means you'll have 6. So Goneril rolls 46, and then you would roll 66.
Does Goneril know if I try to stop him?
Because he'll feel if he sees something like trying to go there, and then I think he'll definitely feel it. It's not working the way it did.
Oh shit!
Oh, okay. So as you Fucking hell! This is what happened the other game.
Wait, hold on. There we go. There's my 20.
Oh yeah, he rolled the wrong amount. Yeah, as you the door opens, and there's a young man, probably early to late 20s, looking at you, and then just immediately, just this pain rips through your side, and then this blood starts to soak into it as like your entire torso just contusions and just it cracks open.
Yeah, if I can't get rid of him, I'm going to try to get rid of
So
me.
that's inflict a total of 3 wounds. So he'll give you those 3 wounds and kill you.
Yep.
And Goneril also dies. Guidance, you are picked up. And then the open hand of the Malaru who's with it. Where am I going to find her?
I would direct would they be in the church?
Yeah, she should. Yeah, you kind of know where she'll be.
Cool. Yeah, I would direct them.
Okay, so let me do this real quick.
I almost want to say that I had something like "Don't trust the stick" carved somewhere just in case I died.
The stick is evil on the bedpost.
Don't trust the stick. Sort of like the red was here, like at Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Or Memento, do not trust this man.
Yeah. Hang up the phone. What's a phone?
To be fair, I think Goneril was very true to the stick. He did dedicate himself to doing what the stick said.
True.
But then again, I don't know. Actually, no. I would have noticed if he wrote somewhere.
I mean, the stick could have been in the closet.
I'm just going to put you in here for 5 minutes.
I can't always have a wooden stick on me. It'd look weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, Destiny is a good destiny for her. Let's take a look at what we have. Ascension of Dara.
Oh, she's not going to last long.
I
already have a plan.
Yeah, so I will go. Destiny would be to destroy. Okay, so I have created L.A. Federica, who is. I was going to say, actually, what's your plan for her? Because we might just be able to kind of hand wave it and then go to who ends up being both of your next wielders.
So basically, I also want her to die.
Okay.
I want her to be found dead with the king, basically.
The wielder of the hand of Malu could do that for you.
Yeah. Then just pass me onto a priestess or something. But I want those two to be dead because those two are going to be become martyrs in the religion.
Okay. Don't they need to die for a reason to be martyrs and being ripped apart in their beds?
They're Dara's martyrs. It doesn't matter.
Yes, though.
History tells a lot of things. So they were murdered by people who were against Dara, and they're Dara's martyrs.
Yes, they were murdered by people against Dara on the magic sky pillar that the king controlled. That nobody who didn't owe the king came and left. Yeah. You've turned the entire island into a game of Clue.
Yeah, so basically,
where the murderer is gone.
The open hand is able to do that. Is able to get her in there and then kills her as well, so that both of them will be found. Do you want them found in bed together, or?
No.
Then what's the point of putting them together?
They need to be found together dead to become like the superstition and rumor needs to just build and grow until But for the church, they're just going to be painted everywhere as the martyrs, painted holding hands together, hugging together, etc., etc.
Excellent.
With the stick in the corner,
Excellent. Well, that sounds like it actually sounds like a good. You want to like call this for the evening. This gives us a good jumping off point because we will still. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, basically all of.
Every vodka except one is now ownerless.
No, I don't. I think every vodka. Oh no, Theodore.
Theodore
one
still
hand's
exists.
fine.
Yeah. So Goneril.
He'll die
Spreading
eventually.
his-
He's getting in the way of the church.
He's making his own church.
Yeah, exactly. That's a problem.
Yeah. So
I guess the thing.
Yeah,
I guess the thing
Theodore
is now who owns the combined Mandra?
yeah, it'll be whoever kind of goes to. There'll be a bit of a time jump.
I mean, I guess the thing is I don't think we ever established that Honorable had any proper heirs.
He would have had some people who could have stepped in.
Yeah.
Just sort of there are people who would be able to fill a power vacuum.
Okay.
Cool. That's two of the because with Goneril's ability to teleport, I'm like, fuck. I don't know if he's gonna die unless his Vacha decides to kill him.
Unless I rolled a 28.
Well, 'cause at first I thought you both rolled a 12, and I didn't realize he just rolled the same one as you rolled the last time.
Oh yeah.
Because the other game I did when they did it, they rolled 3 times for control because they each had 5 dice, and tied twice, and then one of the wielder won by 1 on the third one.
What ability was that just eats people's sides?
It's an ability that just does 3 damage.
Yeah, it's under is it life?
I think
Or maybe
it is.
death. Or destruction, rather. Mutilate. You inflict a total of 3 wounds on up to 3 people in sight. 1 on 1, 1 on the second, 1 on the third, or 3 wounds on a single summon.
Lovely.
So yeah, there's a couple of those that let you just go, shock, I'm just going to kill you. Well, cool. That sounds like a good place to call it for tonight.
Cool,
Yep.
cool.
Excellent. I thought that was fucking cool, guys.
And it was.
Oh, and if you happen to find something that looks like your coin, let me get rid of the pen that's in here. Yeah, we can add you to that because I think I've got a better idea now on how to use this because I think if we just put the card there and then click on the ones that we want, that lets us do that 3, 2, 1, and I can kind of put some stuff for some other people because we don't know what the where your cursor is, where the pointer is, so that lets us be that's what you're doing on there. So cool. I guess I'll see y'all next week.
Okay.
And
Cool.
have a great evening.
You guys too.
Hey.